Today on Expert Showcase, best-selling author and business and marketing mentor Terri Levine joins us, and she's got a challenge for you. Stop looking for new patients. Terri, welcome to Expert Showcase. So glad to have you, even though the internet gods are being a little glitchy with us this morning, but glad to have you on the show. How are you doing in this snowy, weather-challenged morning?
I'm doing fine, thank you. I just got to get my snowshoes on, that's all.
All right. Now, we're always mystified how the weather can sometimes impact the internet, but you just never know. So, Terri, give us a quick overview of what we're going to cover in today's episode and why you're telling people to stop looking for new patients.
Well, I think that people spend too much time and money hunting for new patients, and I'm going to shock them by saying new patients are right under your nose. You don't have to spend time, you don't have to spend money, and I'm going to share a couple of ways that they can quickly, easily, and effortlessly have new patients.
That sounds excellent. I think you have just gotten a bunch of people's attention, Terri. So we like to do things in threes, and so as we were prepping for the show, we said we're going to cover three main things for people to focus on. So we're going to talk about create your core unique positioning statement. We're going to talk about managing your database, and we're going to talk about creating fusion partnerships. This sounds very interesting, Terri. So let's take those in order, and you get to enlighten me, and I get to learn a lot. That's what I love about kind of doing these episodes. So what do you mean when you say create your unique positioning statement?
Well, it's one of the things that most businesses are missing. They're not unique. They don't have a statement that positions themselves uniquely. You know, Mark, we've all heard of a USP, unique selling proposition, right? I don't believe in those. I believe in something that is so core, unique, that you do, that sets you apart from every single competitor. Something that's so different. So, for example, in our business, we say to our dentists, our doctors, if we don't completely satisfy everything that we promised we're going to do, we're going to give you your money back. Okay? Most consultants, coaches, mentors, they don't do that.
No, they don't. So
that's unique.
It's a one-way pipeline usually, yes.
Exactly. So I want everybody to think about this. If you're a doctor, a dentist, a coach, a consultant, whoever you are, do something that is so completely unique, it's so different, that it stops all of your competitors and it gets business coming to you, just naturally flowing to you because people choose you. You become the natural choice.
Yeah, it's an attention getter too, right? It immediately makes you get out of the crowd. It makes someone's mind stop when they hear that message and say, oh, Terri is making me a very safe offer here. There's not a lot of risk there. Maybe I should explore this further, right?
Exactly. And it doesn't always have to be a guarantee, by the way.
Right.
It can be something different, but you just want to be so different. I always tell people, be the purple apple. Be something people don't expect. They'll remember you.
Right, and you're wearing purple. I mean, you planned that example, didn't you? Even your background, wow, that is preparation, Terri. I mean, you are the most prepared guest we've ever had on the show. I'm impressed. Well, I want to obviously set the stage because I didn't say it in the beginning, but we're talking patients and doctors and dentists because that is a main focus, a main audience of your practice. But obviously, this applies, as you've said, to anyone in a coaching business, a consulting firm, any small business really has to really do the same work of positioning themselves and being unique if they care to attract rather than have to chase that next patient or client, right?
Exactly, exactly. And once you do this, I mean, it's almost sort of miraculous, but people find you because you stand out, literally, you stand out from the crowd, and so people come to you. And so, it's not a law of attraction thing where, oh, you do nothing and people come. You've created something unique and different. You've done that work, and people come.
Right. I always like to joke. There's the law of attraction, and then there's literal attraction. You're making an attractive proposition. You're positioning yourself, to be visible, and you're demonstrating that credibility. And so people are saying, yeah, I'm going to move toward this source of information or service or value that you're putting out there.
Exactly.
Great. Well, let's talk about the next point, which you're I think you're playing on words, but you will have to like enlighten me here. So manage your database. We're not talking about a computer database here, or maybe we are. I don't know. Enlighten me.
Yeah, I do throw people off with this one. They go, is it database or is it database? Well, here's what I mean. Yes, database in terms of, yes, you have to have a list of people and you have to keep them somewhere, right? So I don't care how you do that. If you're small and you keep it in an Excel file, I don't care. If you're a dentist or you're a doctor, you're usually using some kind of software. But here's the number one thing that a dentist, a doctor, I can go into their practice and say, stop hunting for patients. You've got to have a great core unique positioning statement. But number two, here's where your money is sitting. It is sitting right underneath your nose with these lists of people that you have,
right?
Your past customers, patients, and the ones that don't come as frequently as they should, the ones that could be referring to you. All of these people are sitting there. And when I say to manage that, quote, database, I'm not talking about the information on people. I'm really talking about how do you manage those relationships. Are you having really heart-to-heart relationships with them, or are you rushing from one patient to the next and not really caring about the relationship? How are you staying in touch with them?
Mm-hmm.
You know, how are you literally managing those people? Because they're not just data.
Right.
So, communication.
Absolutely, and I think especially for your niche, Terri. I mean, because people have that database of medical patients and dental patients that are sitting there in a computer system, even if it's only in the billing system somewhere in there. But the question is, what would be the return on investment if you just reawakened that list? If all you did was actually start reaching out and touching those people with some form of communication. And you know better than I do, but I'm going to guess that that happens very rarely unless someone has had you walk through their door to say, hey, you're really not looking at the gold mine that is sitting in your database here, because you're actually not asking people to come in more often. You're not giving them a valuable reason to show up. And so, of course, they're taking you up on your non-offer and they're not showing up.
That's well phrased. That's exactly what's happening. And just think about layering these two together. Now you have a core unique positioning statement. You didn't have that before. So now you reach out to them. And I also teach people to reach out heart to heart, not the way they were reaching out, which is, here's a postcard, hey, come back, we want you. Now really reach out heart to heart. Okay, if the doc can't do it, then we have to find somebody who can do it. And it might not be your current team. Somebody who really can reach out and say, listen, we care, you matter. We've even created a new way to do business and we want to share it with you. And that's your core unique positioning statement. And we'd really love the opportunity to have you come back. So because you're so important to us, here's a special offer we'd like to make. You'll get 35 to 66% of those people returning.
Which is huge, right?
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot better than the work you're going to do to try to attract new patients, right?
And it almost costs you nothing. It costs you some phone calls. That's it. And these people will come back, and if you treat them well and you treat them right, they'll be loyal and they'll stay with you.
Right, and of course people are so busy kind of doing their day-to-day tasks or focusing on trying to attract the next new patient that they start to neglect their database, their people database here, not just the data. I like the play on words.
Yeah,
I understand.
You get my play on words, right?
I get it. I get it. I hope I know other people are getting it. I'm hearing the sound of people's light bulbs turning on as you say that, because they're thinking about what is sitting in their computer. Now, as you said, though, not everyone is great at doing everything, obviously. So let's move to your next point here, which is create fusion partnerships.
Now, fusion partnerships is a term that I got from J. Conrad Levinson when I got to write a couple of books with him before he passed. And I loved this term. And, people talk about joint ventures and strategic partnerships, but the term fusion really resonates with me, and so I use that. A fusion is a coming together. And what you have in your database, first of all, and now I'm talking literal database, is you have people that would easily make referrals to you. that already love you, that already think you do great work. So why not go ask them to fuse with you and to go refer their friends, family, colleagues, and other people to you? Then let's take a look at people who have similar databases but do something different than you do. You're a periodontist, let's find a general dentist. And let's literally fuse. Let's not look for joint ventures, strategic partners. Let's do it as what we call a fusion, where there's such a big benefit in it for both of us. Maybe I even come into your practice one day a week, and I do work in your practice that we really become aligned. We have something vested in it together. Those, to me, are the very best relationships, and those are the ones where people actually work hard together to make things happen. It only takes 3 of those, 5 at most, to really increase your profits and your revenues. Sometimes I've seen people double, triple, and even tenfold their businesses with the right fusion partnerships.
That's what I'm calling return on investment, right?
Exactly.
Excellent stuff. Well, Terri, people really need to get in touch with you. I'm sensing that if you're a doctor or a dentist out there, but also other kinds of businesses that have a similar kind of practice mentality, they're all going to get the same kind of benefit that we're talking about here. So let me do a quick recap, and then I'll kind of tell people how they can get in touch with you, Terri. So we've been talking with Terri Levine. Obviously knows her stuff and has some very good insights for you, and that we're only scratching the surface, obviously, here in a short episode like this. But we're talking about stop looking for new patients. And why are you going to stop looking for new patients? Because you probably already have all the patients you need if you actually reactivate them in part. So create your unique positioning statement so that you can actually give people a reason to want to be coming to you and connect with you. Manage that database, learn to reach out, reconnect, reawaken, show people some real relationship stuff, not just form letters and packaged newsletters from some organization. Get some personal connection there, and then create fusion partnerships. I like that terminology, Terri. That sounds great. So, Terri, would you like some people to come and actually, follow up after this episode and get in touch with you?
Absolutely. I always love to meet people. Yes.
Well, you have a great offer for people. They can actually, get something by going to this website here. So what you want to do is go to rapidroimodel.com, and then if you want to go the whole 9 yards, go rapidroimodel.com/rapidroi application. You know what ROI is. We were just talking about it. And when you go there, Terri is going to show you how you can apply for a rapid ROI profit building strategy session. This sounds quite valuable, Terri. The value is obvious just in the content we've just been talking about for just a couple of minutes. So go there now, get connected with Terri Levine, rapidroimodel.com. It should be up on screen. I can't see it, so I'm assuming it is. Terri, it has been great having you here on Expert Showcase, even battling weather and internet gods and things that we absolutely cannot control. So thanks for being our guest expert today on Expert Showcase.
Thank you.
And another great Expert Showcase episode. Chris, what should people do right now?
Yeah, if you're watching this and you're a coach or consultant, imagine what it would do for you and your business if you were a guest on Experts Showcase. And here's the best part. Other than possibly increasing your business, an appearance on Expert Showcase is free. We give you a copy of your episode so you can use as marketing collateral, and we give you a coaching session to go along with it to tell you how you can best market your episode and other tips and tricks about your business. So what you want to do is head on over to expertshowcase.com, click on the big yellow apply button, and apply to be our next featured guest on the Expert Showcase. Now, if you're a coach or consultant and you've already imagined what having your own internet talk show will do for you, then we want you to head to VideoContent.Agency and check us out, check our packages out, and get in contact with us. Let's see if we're a good fit, and let's see if we're the ones to produce you and make you the next star and have your own internet talk show. And until next time, Mark, anything else?
I couldn't have said it any better, so just do what he said.